Okay, it is that time again. Headphone highlights. Okay, we're jumping back into IEMs. We're more than halfway through. But of course, this time we don't have a Tinhifi for once. Pardon me, I'm still coughing. What we have today are nonetheless very, very cool. I like these ones a lot. These might be some of my favorite IEMs. These are... Oh, I got it backwards. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. There you go. These are blondes. B-L-O-N. These are the BLON BL03s. They are a dynamic driver headphone, 10mm carbon diaphragm dynamic driver headphone in this very, very reflective chrome finish. I believe they come in a different finish as well, but kind of a bit more of a, like a brushed, I mean not brush, but it's kind of like a gunmetal finish. So it's not so shiny and reflective. So they're very, very chrome. And they got this cool kind of interesting, almost teardrop shape. It's kind of like, it looks like liquid metal dipping out of a spigot, you know what I mean? I like it a lot. It's cool. It's a nice shape. It's a very kind of alien shape to it. Matte finish. Ha 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 ha. The tips I have on here are actually Tinhifi tips. They're not the kind of tips that these come with, but these come with a, you know, a nice variety of tips. So yeah, BL03s. Let's go over the build. I believe. Oh, okay. I was wrong. These are not steel. These are not nickel. They're not aluminum. These are actually composite cursite. I don't think I've ever even heard that before. That's what this shiny material is. Cursite. Yeah. Composite cursite. Okay. Whatever. They're very light. From whatever this material, whatever it's usually used for, I don't know, but it's a nice light chassis. If we pop the cable off, we have a different cable connection than we have with all those Tinhifis. This is, let's see if I can get that to show up. There you go. This is actually a 0.78 millimeter 2-pin connector. So it's a 2-pin, little 2-pin connector. It's not the same cable that we saw with the Tinhifi, so that lets you know, yes, there are different cable fittings for IEMs, just like there are with on-ear, over-ear headphones. They are no exception. What am I doing here? This. So it's different because the other one that the Tinhifis have and that many other IEMs have, it lets the IEM swivel on an axis here. It kind of will just snap in and connect and you can move it around. Not so with this, because of those two connecting pins, it only really goes in one way. And you'll notice with this kind of almost angled shape to the cable here, it's only going to go in one way. If you want to plug it in the other way, you can, but I mean, this is the way it's meant to be plugged in, so that you can loop around your ear. So it does have this nice little angle with it though, so you don't have your cable kind of like awkwardly bending out and then back around your ear. It helps shape the cable so that it just naturally forms around your ear. These are currently still using the cable that they came with, which is a fine cable. It terminates to a right angle, 3.5 millimeter. Nothing super fancy. I believe it says BLON right there. Yeah, we'll get there eventually. Right? Yep. Yes, BLON. So it's got a little bit of branding on there, and the cable itself is nice. It's a good cable. I like it. It's not a whole lot of frills, not very super fancy. It's just kind of got this nice, looks like a Is it a 4-wire weave? It is. Is it? Hold on a minute. Give me a second here to examine this. No, I think it is. Oh, it's a 3-wire weave. Cool. So it has this nice weave. Can't complain about the weave. It's nice. It's fine. It's fair. I like it. It's lovely. It's a little tacky. Significantly less tacky than that cable we were looking at a couple highlights ago. So it's not that bad. It doesn't really stick to me, but it's just kind of this rubbery weave. It's nice. It's light and it drapes nicely. It can get a little janky, like it's not perfectly straight and flat, but you could, you know, stretch that out, I'm sure. But yeah, it's a nice cable. I like the cable. I like it enough that I have had no reason to replace the cable. Oh, you might also notice we have different headphone highlight music. That is because even though I purchased my music from stock, from Adobe stock, it was all getting flagged, and I had enough of it. So we're using a different resource for music, which hopefully will not give me the same trouble. So yeah, good cable, good build on the chassis, comfort. I mean, they're very, very light. That helps them a lot. They loop around your ear very nicely because of that shape given in the wire there. It's really easy to get it around. You'll notice that I do have these are actually the foam tips, and that's because while I typically would maybe prefer silicone tips because they're just more comfortable for me, this is true for all IEMs. You need to have a nice good seal for it to for any IEM. Any IEM in your monitor, in your headphone, needs a really good seal so that you're getting the proper sound that you were supposed to be getting. These are exceptionally so. These really, really need a very good seal. Without it, you're missing a lot. A lot of it ends up going away if you don't have the right seal. So rather than going with the silicone, I'm going with the memory foam tips because I just was not getting a good enough seal with the silicone. So they feel nice in the ear. I have been able to wear them throughout this entire stream without any discomfort. So actually quite nice. Probably as comfortable as the Tinhifi, which I gave a pretty rousing success for that. The sound. These sound great. These are killer freaking little IEMs. Again, you get that seal and you are rewarded with this rich, character-driven, impactful, but also smooth and subtle sound signature. And it engulfs you. It has a fair amount of soundstage, so you feel very immersed. It's not just in your ears. It's not just forward. It's everywhere. And it's lovely. It's a really lovely sound. The low end can be very punchy, particularly the sub bass. The sub bass is almost as good as the T4s. But it's very, very clean low end. It's not the most dynamic low end. It's not the lowest reaching low end, but it's very, very good, and it's fairly quick. It doesn't really bleed too much into your mid-range, so you are able to distinguish your bass range versus your mid-bass. The mid-range is very present. These are probably mid-range focused, so you're getting lots of your instrument separation, lots of really good imaging. I was listening to Tank again, just for a comparison with the T2s. Actually, no, I'm sorry, with a comparison from the over-ears we had last time, which were the R9s. And yeah, they had a very similar effect. The freaking Tank by Seatbelt sounded amazing on these. So really fast, clean low end with a really rich, present mid-range. The high end is the sharpness of the high end has definitely been filed down. You're probably never going to hit sibilants with these unless you really cram them into your ears. So they do suffer maybe a tiny bit from that really, really sharp detail. But it really not flattens, but smooths out the signature. Having those really sharp notes filed down and smoothed out. So it's very, very, very pleasant sound. They did not make my head hurt. No. They do not make my head hurt. But they feel nice, but not as nice as that beard. Oh, why, thank you. Oh, Madman! Dude, hi! Why, thank you. The beard is the most comfortable and luxurious thing I have, of course. Thanks for stopping by, man. So yeah, a very smooth, relaxed, comfortable, enjoyable sound signature that will make anything sound good. These are not super crazy detailed that you're going to have really high quality audiophiles to enjoy. They're going to make anything sound really, really good and really, really smooth. And the best part about them is that they're only $30. $30 for these things, and they sound absolutely excellent. They have, man, it's an exaggeration, but I kid you not, what I was saying before, these really do remind me of the R9s. The R9s are, you know, a crazy bass cannon over-ear headphone, and obviously has a lot more capability than these do. But for an in-ear IEM, that was the closest comparison I can get. Tenacious T with the raid. What is up? Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I'm Master Marslander. I am a variety streamer and also a headphone highlighter. I'm an audio guy, and on Wednesday nights like tonight, I do headphone highlights, which is labeled right here. So thanks very, very much for stopping by. We're about to wrap this one up. So, yeah, the BLON BL03s are super great budget IEMs. They're extremely hard to beat. They're, I mean, direct competition with the Tinhifi. And in a lot of ways, they have a better build. In a lot of ways, they have a better, more approachable sound signature than maybe like the T2s or maybe even the T3s. The closest thing that compares to these is probably the T4s. I think the T4s have quite a bit more performance than these do, but they're also quite a bit more expensive than these, probably 2 or 3 times as much. So, why are you coughing so much? I'm still coughing, man. It hasn't gone away. Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm okay. I had COVID about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I got over it. It really, really sucked, but I got over it. I'm no longer sick, but I do have this lingering cough from the experience. So it is getting better, though. It'll go away. It's already over. Yeah, I had the vid, but it's gone now. Exactly. So yeah, the blondes are great. I love them very, very much. They're one of my favorite IEMs, and they're crazy, crazy cheap. I really can't recommend them enough. So, good stuff. Blondes. Excellent. Let's get back to it.